Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. However you're viewing this, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for all the things that you guys are adding to it. This is nothing but entertainment. It's nothing but information. And we can't grow as a society, as a human race without information. And so I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I wanted to jump right on into it. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit the share button so you can share with all your buddies, all your comrades, all your compadres. You can also hit the bell icon. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well so you can be notified whenever I drop new uploads. But this is going to be probably one of my more serious topics, and I know that there's plenty of people out there who actually work in this field, but I just wanted to drop by and do my 2 cents after listening to a couple people do their interviews. And so I'm just going to jump right into it. So if you haven't heard of the Breakfast Club is a radio station out in I think it's New York. I don't know exactly where because I haven't Googled their address as if I intend on going there. But they always bring on some form of artist or philanthropist or some philosopher, comedians. They bring on pretty much everybody in every genre. Actors, actresses, people on their way to prison, people fresh out of prison. And one interview that stuck out to me was the interview with Meek Millz. Now, if you don't know who Meek Millz is, I want you to stop the audio right now and just go Google so you can find out who he is. He's a hip hop artist. I don't want to say just, a rap artist. He's more than just that. He is an unaware philosopher. He doesn't know it. He's a reformer, a prison reformer. He's an activist, a passive activist, but he's an activist nonetheless. And the reason why he is the subject of today was because of a few choice words that he said that stuck out to me during his interview. I'm going to play a few snippets along the way so we can all be brought up to the same speed. But in a nutshell, Meek Mill has said that he doesn't want to be considered, an activist, like an activist who would lose his life activist, more like a person that's trying to rap and, like he said, get money. But if he can help someone along the way, he doesn't mind doing it. And you know what? To be truly honest, I can respect that. I'm not the type of person that'll knock anybody's reform. I'm not the type of person that'll knock somebody's hustle. I'm not the type of person that'll condemn a person because they're not full throttle. But he said some things that kind of not ruffled my feathers, but made me think that he's not fully aware of what he's doing. One of the things that one of the hosts, his name's Charlamagne the God, and if you don't know who that is, then you need to go ahead and hit Google. But I'm pretty sure if you're a person who's into hip hop or is super cultured, you'll know who Charlamagne the God is. And Charlamagne asked Meek Mill a question, and Meek Mill, of course, he led up to this question about if his life or his family's life was on the line about him being a reformer, a prison reformer, would he stop reforming? Would he stop being an activist for it? And Meek Mill said he don't want anyone to get confused. He would stop. And I'm like, okay, but little does Meek Mill know that his life is already in jeopardy. And his family is, his money as well, his livelihood. He said himself that he spoke to Colin Kaepernick, and he believes Kaepernick is a hero because Kaepernick was willing to sacrifice everything. And so I understand exactly where Meek Mill comes from. He said he comes from poor upbringing. So have I. And he's come from humble beginnings. Single parent home, having to grow up in a very, very, very rough neighborhood where if you didn't carry around a gun, you were going to get taken advantage of. I understand that as well. I grew up in a similar situation, but I had both parents. And not everyone chooses that lifestyle. Sometimes the lifestyle chooses them. And they have to be a product of their environment, but learn how to make it out. Now, to get on the topic of prison reform, I 100% agree with Meek Mill, because I have cousins and uncles and a few aunts that have went to prison. I myself went to jail, but it wasn't for a long period of time. But prison itself, for those who don't know the difference between jail and prison is for, I think it's like a year or more, and jail is just for like a year and under, depending on the crimes itself. I don't want to get into the vernaculars. I know somebody's going to be in the comment section and is going to school me about what is the difference. And in prison, of course, they have prison, release forms. Not release forms, but release programs where you're able to get jobs within the prison. Of course, you got to earn it, and then you do earn some money. But I heard Meek Millz say that he had a guy that was in there who was sweeping floors for 8 hours a day, earning 8 cents an hour. 8 cents an hour. Now, some of you can't really grasp the concept of 8 cents an hour. You basically can earn less than $1 in one day. And it's not like the prices or inflation hasn't hit the prison. No, inflation has hit the prison, because you can buy a pair of pants for $10, $15. You know how long you gotta work in order to get $10 to $15 just to buy some daggone pants? Like, man, that's crazy. But anyway, I wanted to jump on for those who aren't aware of what the Emancipation Proclamation did. I'm going to bring Abraham Lincoln into this, because the Emancipation Proclamation only freed slaves and those who are indentured servants, for those Caucasian people who want to decide that that's what slaves were. It only freed those out in the public, but in the private institutions, it kept slavery. And this is, I don't know what else you want to call it, but this is slavery. This is full-blown slavery. You're working next to nothing. I mean, you're giving food, what little you are giving. You may be giving 4 pieces of bread, some porridge, and a scoop of potatoes. I mean, that'll make you, but it'll keep you malnourished. I know that. It'll make you lose a lot of weight. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, because I can't keep you too long. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Prison reform goes way deeper than that, because not only are they not giving adequate compensation for their work, they're not giving adequate food. Now, they're not giving, they're not linked up with these type of resources that will prepare them for being back out into the community. Once you spend 40 years in prison, there ain't nothing much you can really do when you get out. It's gonna take just as much time to adjust. And I think that was the purpose of prison. And I'm not saying prison should be, a walk in the park, and that people should be happy to go to jail or prison. But don't strip people of their humanity as well, because it's inhumane to keep people in these conditions. I myself have seen the cells. I've seen the conditions. I've watched the documentaries. I've did my research. I'll be able to post certain things when I can, but to back on Meek Mill, it was so much that he said in his interview, and to be quite honest, I don't want to get it confused and take a shot at his character, because he mentioned himself when he went into prison, he had a certain mindset, but when he came out, he said he was different. He had a story to tell, and he wanted to tell people, let's partner up together. But he said, I don't want to be the person to lead that movement, because people don't stand with you together. Now, if Meek Mill ever comes across this audio, I want to say this to him. It's either you're going to be popular or you're going to be powerful. If you don't intend to be popular, then be powerful, because Kaepernick, though people say his Nike move was just and that was a clout chaser for Nike to get some type of money and compensation off of this, and Kaepernick to get some money off of this as well. Kaepernick became more powerful than he could have ever been if he would have never knelt. If he would have never knelt during those games, he would have never become as powerful as he is. This man can now get paid to be a spokesperson. He can go to any school, university, and give a speech and get paid for it. He just increased his net worth because he stood up. Now, did that paint a target on his back? Yes. But there's no difference from you dying while being on stage giving a speech, or you dying with your hands up while you're being pulled over by a police officer in Florida or in Texas or in Georgia or in Alabama or somewhere down the deep south where prison reform is like robust. It is I mean, it's so many people who out there who are advocating for it, but there's to modify the prisons and to make it more sane, you'll be tackling into people's pockets. And if you go into the interview with what Meek Millz said when he wrapped things up, he said, if you go against the grain, you're going to lose everything you go. You're going to lose everything you was going for, everything that you got, everything that was given to you. And this is my biggest issue with his old philosophy. He was like, I'm not willing to put my stuff on the line like that. I'm willing to die for my mom, willing to die for my family. That's it. Well, you know, I will say this. Get out the way then. Get out the way. Do what you can. Help the one person that you want to help. But at the same time, don't talk about prison reform then. Because evidently, you're not aware that you're putting yourself already in this category. And you're already putting your life and your family in danger. You just haven't struck a main chord yet. Soon as you strike a main chord and you pull up on some significant numbers and you start making a real big change, it's over. It's over. Me, myself, I'm an advocate for everything that is just and that is right and that's humanely beneficial to the masses. I'm not looking to get one person rich. I'm looking to make sure that the playing field is equal. Yeah, I come from a capitalist country, so I do believe that you should work for what you believe in and what you want. Nothing should be given to you. But when you're given the microphone, right? Because this is what Meek Mill was given. He was given the microphone, and his platform is way bigger than mine. If Meek Mill wanted to trade places and give his position of speaking power to somebody else, I believe he should. And if not, he can continue to speak about prison reform and everything. I don't want to take that away from him. But I believe he spoke cowardice into the air when he said, you know, this is not something to die for because people don't stand together. People will come together, Meek. You just got to learn how to pull them together. Let me know what you think about the content. Of course, you can always hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can be notified when I drop new uploads. Make sure you share, you comment, you like. Smash that like button. Ain't nothing wrong with smashing the like button. It's just a simple click. And you guys stay tuned for more uploads.